Hey everybody, what is happening? East and I'm bringing you some Madden 16 most feared and raged content. This is the first game I have played of it. I was not going to mess around with my head-to-head stuff though. As you can see, this guy's got the 95. What's that? You got 98 hit power. It's like having a giant Brian Dawkins out there in itself, man. So we both got one player on here. I'm doing the most, the draft championships because, like I said, I ain't gonna do the head-to-head stuff. So on this one, it's just one guy. You each got a guy on the field, who's gonna have that stuff. So nothing too crazy out there. I can deal with that. I can play around with that. But on this one, I came out. I didn't have my guy on the field, and I didn't know he was going to know, he's going to basically hurry up offense all the way down the field. So I got to kind of get it trap me on here, but that's okay. That the downside, again, I don't really like playing this just because I'm always ending up with like playbooks and stuff I'm really unfamiliar with. So I always know the offense is going to just, be a pain. And the defense depending on the schemes. And this one didn't happen running the formations I normally run, so just randomly doing stuff, messing around with it or whatnot. But decided I had to get a little serious, get back in the backfield here, try and post up, and luckily for the break there, we get Patrick Peterson, crashing in on that one, so that he holds up pretty well, saves me on that one, man, because he had a decent drive put together to start that off. So I do at least have a Curtis Martin, so I tried him a little bit. Kind of wish I actually would have tried him a little bit more in this one, but I didn't really. I haven't really practiced any of the power running or anything like that, so not really set for it. But I've used this formation a couple times before, so at least I know a few plays out of that one, and that I recognize. I'll come over, see if I can get this guy breaking the RB. I hit him open, but it must be just I waited a little too long to get that, and then he just throws it out of bounds. I know the guy was coming, but not enough to where I should have sailed it like that. But anyhow, we go second 13, and I catch the seam right up the middle. I got to hit that one real quick and get the right pass lead on there so he doesn't intercept that one. Come around, and I see some of them, he's banking out some of the plays in there. Want to come and hit that one, but I ended up not realizing I had play action on there, and then I get hit basically and sacked on it because I didn't cancel the play action beforehand. So my fault on that, didn't see it coming. But third and 20, already put myself in a bad spot, and this guy's user in the D-line coming around the edge on it, man. He actually gets me a couple times with the D-line user. It's always tough, man. Like, dude, I want to be in a close game with someone like who's running that. He basically runs one play all game, which is verticals. Like almost the only play he runs is verticals, and then coming on the back end running that. So, what you gotta do? But so I do get my guy out here. And I finally, get to change formations. I tried to sub him in, but when I subbed him in on the spot, I think I kind of put him on the end in some of these formations. So I do some stuff I wouldn't normally do with him in his spot, in a game that mattered or counted. But out here, you're going to have fun with it. But look at this. Like, dude, how do you not see me, bro? Like, I'm right there. I'm freaking huge. And you throw it right to me. We're going to do a little dance. Like, for real. That just happened. All right, so. Oh, well, man. So the enraged paid off, I'm going to have to get another one here, I figured, just so he knows that it wasn't just the big guy, I can do this without it, but coming down and breaking off on some of these. Now, here's where I started getting a little foolish. I was running myself off the end and running around with the guy instead of actually putting him at a linebacker in the back where he belongs and actually having the guy to contain. So kind of silly doing that because he sees and just keeps running around, and I know he's doing it, and I just don't care for a while. I'm just like, whatever. So we do get the sack on it. It's come down, so we trying to keep the streak alive, the scoreless streak alive, even though we gave up some big plays there. Coming across there, nice, breaking that one up, close, a little bit behind the pick. So third and 23 now, coming off, and again the verts. We got the routes covered. We know what he's running. I really don't know why I even tried to change it up defenses. Probably should have stayed in that mostly every time around because it's really when I go to some of the zones I got burned on and a couple of crossings, in man. But for the most part, not bad. And he's going deep, and we're going to get that back on 4th and 29 now. So midfield there, come in, we'll keep testing the wide trap on him. And I forget he's not really a spinner. He's probably more just trucking and, I would imagine with his style. And a little bit maybe the juke, but come out, we can swing, we get the man coverage up, we get a good chunk there. Finally, getting something, we're moving the ball decently, it looks like here. So getting in close. Got to get another touchdown. Keep the pressure on the guy. You know, that's always big. So, you know, out of this formation, I do run at least a couple plays. I got that. And I know he's bringing that heat off the edge, so we're able to sneak it by him, use the blocker there. And then basically get yourself in a short yardage to try and run it. And I should have went straight ahead. I chose some weird toss out of that one. I get 8 up. So just foolish. So I end up going back to this one, man, just because they worked before. We do get the block on his giant player. The Gigantor does not hurt us. We come down again, and what do we get? First 10. And again, at this point, I didn't really have any faith in any of my pass plays, so I just figured I'd just try to pound the stuff in, man. I didn't really want to mess with it. You know, it's, again, I'm more of a creature of habit of what my book that I'm in, and I don't even think of anything else in the other one. So I can run some stuff, but at the same time, when I find myself in these games, I get real conservative when I don't know a book, and I have like more boring, safe play calling on the offense, and just hope the defense can carry me through. That's just on these draft champions, at least when I get a book I haven't really used. Coming down, we get a lot of the routes, but again, I continue to leave this open. You know, I just daring him to pass, but he keeps wanting to run. And for some reason, I kept thinking that eventually he would fumble the ball running. But again, I go in the back because I know I don't. Now I got to make sure I don't want to give up anything deep again. And we do get the another user pick with a regular sized player. Didn't need the Gigantor, so you know, all right. So defense doing good. It's the verticals. Go figure. Running the verticals again. What that is. So we take that, run that one down, end up taking that going into the third, getting the ball back. You know, I figured so. Again, trying some of the other plays there, running right by his big old dude, but he misses. You know, that 98 hit power, you know, could have come strong on that. And I don't hit this at the right time, so I try to go for the deeper one. And when I clicked on him, he's like, my guy did like a push off. He's trying to do some like sneaky Des Bryant push off stuff. I don't know what that was, man, but it threw up my own route totally. And again, dude, you know, I guess that's his thing. He's good at it. He's coming off the line there with the user. Like, I started going like, oh, no, this is going to be bad. I started feeling like this is what happens to the Cardinals. Like, they normally get up on teams, start dominating, and this year, and then a couple of the games, like, they just let some stupid stuff happen and let teams back in the game. And I kind of felt it, man. I was like, oh, crap, it's happening to me. Like, I just all of a sudden, like felt like I wasn't putting it together, you know? So, come out. I'm like, I got to, you know, stop this. It can't let Mr. Verts back in the game here. Definitely don't want to. Get the crossing route, and I'm too slow to turn in. I see it, but I reacted too slow. And we give him a big old, you know, chunk there, unfortunately. Come across another sack. And there's my big man. We let him do his thing on the end because, you know, I knew he was going to try and run otherwise. So, you know, at that point, I was like, I'm trying to get a little bit smarter around the end zone and try and protect that. And we get another sack on that. So, big. There we go. Third down on this. And remember I said before that I probably, you know, I see myself in the zone. And really the man's what I should have ran on these. It was what's been working. It's what I needed to do on this. I'm in a great spot on here, but that route right there, which had the guy had any awareness and wasn't just a scrub player, he might have intercepted that, but he just stood there and let him run the route right next to him and did nothing about it. So he gets on the board. You know, bad play call by me. So I'm, you know that's just I got to own on that one. So get in there, and you know, at this point, you're just going down, just trying to get some points on this board, basically. Look at that, taking a hit at least for Mr. Martin. Yeah. But sticking nod this. I'm trying again, thinking I got to push the ball down the field a little bit because I don't want to get too conservative, and at least in the running game. You know, then it's end up getting in a bad spot. Screen pass, you know, I had to don't run them too often, but that one was not too bad. Then we go up 3rd and 6, unfortunately, on that one. So just again hits this guy coming off the edge. He's good at the heat, and there's another one in there. So I just don't release the ball the right time. He had decent coverage on that man though, and I should have seen that. I didn't have enough plays where I knew some slants and stuff. I should have just been sticking more with that. You know, easy to think afterwards. But you know, again, I figured I would just lean on the D, play this one up, see how it goes. You know, we obviously punt that one back. We've got a lot of motion there, but again, we're giving it up doing this. Now, I don't know any heat from this formation where I feel like I can cover the verts at the same time because I just don't know these formations at all. So running very basic bones stuff in here. And so he's like one or the other. And again, we jump the route. Should have had interception. He jumps the route, but doesn't actually go up for the ball. You know, so one of those damn plays in there. So I actually had the D on the right spot there. We should have made the play there, but unfortunately don't do that. So now he's back in the range to tie this up, and I'm sitting there going, man, like I'm really going to be giving this up, letting the guy who, you know, like that into the game. And dude, then I pull that. Like, Dude, like I'm in rock bottom right there. Big old Gigantor, just getting, oh, dude, he broke my ankles. My guy can barely run at this point. What it is, like I got to do something here, get some heat, get a stop, get something in here real quick, because now it's getting close, and it's like, dude, and the last couple times my offense didn't help out for any, so get in, there we go. There we go. Finally, you lock it down the coverage in there. Now we're starting to push the guy back. Second 21. Again, now I go into more of a safer coverage. Actually put my guy where he should be. Now we get the coverage. Oh, missing that. You kidding me? Man, so Randall doing all right. He's doing all right avoiding in there. He's definitely quicker up my guys. So third and 29. So knocking it back. Basically I know the same thing's coming, just these deep, so I know when to cut across on that, and I go to the under. I thought he threw it to the other guy in there, but luckily I've got guys all in the area. Fourth and 29, and dude, we're coming around, and at this point my guy's exhausted. I probably turboed this the whole time, so right here I see where he's going, and I just can't get there. Like, look how slow my guy was going. I'm totally running at that, but I must have just totally gassed my player. He must have been in the red at that point. I was just like, I couldn't believe. I was beside myself. I'm like, really? So good for him. Good for him. It's a great play. At least it adds excitement. I'm sitting there going, man, I'm like playing at like scrub level. I'm feeling like falling apart here. Just want to go get the field goal, get out of here. Got to regroup. Play something back with my Raiders playbook so I can actually feel like I can move the ball again, more effectively, get more points on the board. But first I got to take care of it here. Get up. I got to go aggressive catch on this. I knew he was running all the man on that, so I knew any of these slants, outs, cross sort of stuff was going to be effective in there at this point. And then you just got to get that point, run the ball out, get my yards, get my field goal, go home, and then just forget the second half happened. That's all there is to, man. So thank you all checking this one out. Again, I won't be doing any gameplay, normal head-to-head while this stuff is out. I ain't gonna mess around with it. It ain't my thing. I think the giant player is a little too much, man. But I'll play around in this mode if I feel like I need some head-to-head practice. You know what I'm saying? So again, thanks for checking this out. We'll get back at y'all next time.
Ready, set, and begin.
So I pour my soul right in the middle of the song. With these pages written love, and I still feel like something's wrong. I spent the last few months walking without your touch, and yet I thirst for something more, but I can't figure out what. So I try to fly, but these limbs aren't strong enough to lift me. So I strut down this road with this pen and a bottle of whiskey, searching for that perfect place.